Did you take a pill after you saw Natalie?
No. Later. I woke up in the middle of the night, in a cold sweat. I had a nightmare that Natalie was gone. Then I looked around me, and with the jet lag and the fatigue, I had no idea where I was for a minute. I thought I was back in my parents' house, in Tommy's room, with all his sports trophies and awards. I just couldn't stay in that room another second. I had to get out of there. I was having trouble breathing. And then I remembered the pills.
Do you think it's strange that you were thinking about Tommy over there in Africa?
He's been on my mind lately.
And do you know when that started? Has it been since Natalie left? You said that you woke up and you felt that you had to get out.
Well, hotels can be disorienting.
But losing Tommy was very painful for you, wasn't it?
My folks had the pain. With all due respect, when parents lose a child, it kills them.
It's really admirable that you remained so close to your parents after that happened. Like with the Donaldsons, as you've said. After their son, James, died, you became like a son to them. The good son. The one everybody can depend on. And then you have this dream, and you feel that you're suffocating in Tommy's room.
What does this have to do with Natalie?
Well, maybe Natalie is trying to do something that you've never allowed yourself to do. To separate from her parents. For you to stay connected means to never stray. Now, Natalie is trying to do something in between, but you feel that she's abandoning you the way Tommy did.
He died, Paul. Jesus. He didn't abandon me.
I know. But maybe that night in the hotel, Natalie's separation from you felt, in some way, it felt like a death.
God forbid. No. There's no comparison, yeah? There's a big difference. When a child dies, he's gone.
Isn't that exactly the nightmare that woke you up, that Natalie was gone?
I'm okay during the day, most days. But at night I wake up in a cold sweat, wondering how I missed it, what I could have done, what I should have done, how much hurt I've caused to families, to the company. God, if you could see the old man's face, he looked stricken.
That must have made it feel terrible, to disappoint the old man.
What?
You seem to talk about him as if he's a father that you've let down.
It's my fault, Paul, not his.
I see you struggling to understand what happened and why it happened. But as hard as you're working to deal with this guilt, this sense of betrayal, it seems to me that you're working just as hard to avoid looking at him and his role in this.
Why do you keep harping on him? He did the best he could.
You said that when his son James died, Paul Donaldson was ready to just give it all up. But you wouldn't let him. You took on the family business for 35 years.
Their son was dead.
And did you feel guilty about that?
Well, I promised to keep an eye on him.
And so for what? Some penance? You took on this enormous responsibility? The same way that you took responsibility for your parents' lives after your brother Tommy died?
I had no choice.
Walter, you were just a boy.
I had no choice.
You were 6 years old. It shouldn't have been your time to take care of your parents. They should have been taking care of you.
It was my fault. That's why I had no choice. It was my fault.
What was your fault, Walter?
hot summer night before air conditioning. The air was dead still. Tommy was going to sneak out to the quarry lake to cool off. Came to my room. I said tonight was the night he was going to jump off the highest cliff. But he was asking me, really, more than telling me.
And what did you tell him?
I said, Tommy, you can do it. You can do it, Tommy. And I told him in the morning I'd brag about him to everyone. And he kissed me goodnight. Never made it back.
And you felt responsible for your brother's death?
I was. I am.
Walter, your brother jumped. You didn't push him off the edge. He chose to jump.
And in a flash, a family was destroyed.